So welcome back. Reading as a source for language development. In this video, we are going to discuss different advantages or benefits which you get from reading, or which you get by developing a better reading skill. If you tell the advantages of reading in a nutshell, you can just tell that it's a source for language development. When you tell reading is one of the skills of language, sometimes it is it cannot be justified because a reading can offer you something which no other language skill can offer because it's a real source for language development and it's a real source for self-study because if you want to indulge in self-study you have to refer different books, refer to different books. And how can you refer to different books without having a better reading skill? Not mere reading skill, but you should have a better reading skill. Let's look at what advantages are there which you enjoy by developing a better reading skill, or how can reading act as a source for language development. The first thing is it helps enrich the vocabulary. Vocabulary is something important in the case of language development. There are different types of vocabulary: active vocabulary and passive vocabulary. I told this one when I was talking something about writing. Active vocabulary are some words which you can use when you are going to speak or write. Passive vocabulary are some words which you cannot use when you are speaking or writing, but you can understand when you listen to a person or when you are reading something written by some other person. And see, uh, by reading, you can enrich active vocabulary as well as passive vocabulary because you cannot make use of a word before getting those words. So when you read, you get some words, and when you try to use the words which you get when you are reading without any delay, you can use the words without any hesitation in future. We forget some words because we read some words and we understand the meaning of such words, but we don't try to use such words just after reading or just hours after reading. If you are trying to use the word after a number of days, sometimes we will not be able to use. So reading helps you in acquiring passive vocabulary as well as active vocabulary, or whatever words you capture from books become a part of your active vocabulary. It helps in collecting idioms. Idioms are something which are important in the case of language development. When you use idioms, proverbs, and different phrases, different sayings at a particular locality or at a particular country, it will decorate your language. It will make your language more colorful. People are admiring some people who are speaking in a beautiful language. That's something different, yeah. So you have to make your language more colorful, more decorative by using idioms, phrases, and sayings. When you read, you can get different idioms used in different localities, used at different localities. Then it helps in knowing a variety of usage of same words. When you read more, you can you will get realize that the same words can be used in different for different meanings in different contexts. There is contextual usage of words. So when you read more and more, you get more contextual words, or you will know about the uh, possibility of using the same word on different occasions for different meanings. Then it helps in knowing different types of writing styles. And this is the most important factor, or this is the most important advantage you get from reading. See, you have to create your own writing style. When you're able to write in a different manner, in a divergent manner, your writing becomes creative writing. And people who have got creative writing ability are more famous nowadays, or they have got more scope. So you should be able to create, or you should be able to mold your own writing style. This will be possible only when you get some models of writing. And when you read books written by different writers, different authors, you get different styles of writing. And by looking at these styles of writing, you can create a new one. By accepting some good elements from different writers and by adding your own modes, you can create your own creative writing style. That's something significant in the case of language usage. It helps to have better idea on accurate grammar. When you listen to a person, you may not be able to capture the accurate grammar of a language, because when a person is speaking, grammar is not that much important. Grammar is important, but grammar is not that much important, because when you are speaking, you can make use of pieces of sentences at times. But when you write something, you have to make use of complete sentences. So when you read, you will get more idea about the accurate grammatical usage of a particular language. It helps escape from mother tongue influence. And this is also important. A language represents a culture. So no language or no items written in a particular language cannot be translated into some other language word by word. There is a beautiful example. I always tell this example in my classes, in my classrooms. Othello. There is a conversation between Iago and Cassius in Othello, one of the most famous plays written by none other than Shakespeare. In Othello, when there is a conversation, during a conversation between Cassius and Iago, Cassius tells Iago something about virtue. Virtue is something precious. You should keep virtue. Virtue will offer something to you. And like that. Then Iago replies, virtue, a fig. If you translate this one into Malayalam, the language of Kerala, the southern state in India, it will be just like this. Nanma, Atipara. It will not create any effect in a Malayalam, because fig is not a cheap thing for Malayalis or Keralites, people of Kerala. But one of the famous translators translated this sentence into Malayalam when he was translating Othello into Malayalam, just like this. Nanma Tengapala. Tengapala is something cheap for Keralites, while fig is something cheap for English men. So you have to think about the cultural differences. This difference you will learn when you read more. So these are the advantages. So these are the benefits which you get from reading, or which you get when you develop or after you develop a better reading skill. Thank you.